Welcome back. My next guest was a California Trump surrogate for the 2016 campaign and is a hard-nosed, edgy trial attorney out in the Golden State. David Wohl joining me now to tee up my Get Real segment at the end of the broadcast here, which we're going to be going off on Governor Newsom, the governor in your state where you reside. Welcome to the program. Thank you, David.
Hey, Dan. Great to be here, my friend.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. Where do I begin? First, I'm going to go back to a subject we were discussing at the beginning of the broadcast with State Senator Melissa Melendez. We were discussing SB 145, the new law that the governor signed into effect after, I think it was Senator Weiner from your state, that put in to change the law that allows someone at a 10-year age gap in the gay community, so the kid could be 14, the gentleman or the female could be 24, and now it's going to be up to the judge's discretion on whether it's a felony. They won't have to register as a sex offender. You defend people, but you also have a young daughter, like I do, David. I know this. Your thoughts on a law like this?
Well, my reading now, Dan, I have not read the entire text of the law. My reading is basically they're trying to make it an equalizer. In other words, if you're now 20 years old and you have sex with a girl that's 16, that would be unlawful sex with a minor, formerly known as statutory rape. But generally speaking, you would not have to register as a sex offender. Now, the exception in that particular law that's been around for 76 years is if it's any other type of sex than normal straight sex. In other words, anal or anything like that. Under those circumstances, you would have to register as a sex offender. So the thought was, in the gay community, punish people for engaging in sexual activity that's natural to them. My understanding is that's what it did. It made up for the difference that they felt was not fair. Now, if a child's under 14, it doesn't matter how old you are or what type of sexual activity is, you will have to register as a sex offender because that's a different crime. That's sexual molestation under 288 of the Penal Code. So I think maybe it's been a little bit overblown as far as the result of it, but it remains to be seen. It's going to go to the courts. There's no doubt about that. It'll be fought out, and there will probably be changes in it after court review.
Look, David, I am for equality for all and always will stand for that. That's why I served my country. I want everyone to have the exact same rules, penalties, everything under the law. And if that old 76-year-old law was being unfair to the gay community, then it should have been changed. What I don't get is, why would you go that way with it? Why wouldn't you say, let's change that 76-year-old law so that no matter which gender, what type of sex, gay, straight, whatever, everyone then, it's going to be the felony. You're going to have to register. And what's up with the 10-year age gap? I mean, 14 to 24? Come on. We all remember when we were in high school and there might have been a college boy, college girl, and you were the boy or the girl that was 17 or 18. Okay, whatever. Not condoning it, but we all knew it happened. But 14 to 24, this is where I go, that's way off base.
Well, in that time frame, or rather than that age difference, the court has discretion under either type of sex. Now they're just saying, look, we don't want judges to punish gays more than they would punish straight people.
Sure, and they shouldn't, David. I totally agree with that.
All right. I'm telling you, it's going to be up for review because the law, it has been used, in my view, in ways that it shouldn't be. In other words, I've had cases where I've represented 19-year-old guys who've had girlfriends that are 17, and they've been filed on for unlawful sex with a minor because the mother or the father of the 17-year-old girl is upset, and that was the basis of the filing. So there's a lot of areas in this law that need to be dealt with, and will be in the courts.
Let's hope they work it out there in your state. Let's move on to the lockdown in your state and your governor. March 19th. One of the longest lockdowns, thousands of people fleeing the Golden State. I don't even know if it's so golden anymore. You're an attorney, you know the law back to front. We had a lawmaker on earlier, Senator Melendez. The governor, he's just got carte blanche here. He can do whatever he wants and keep us locked down. Is that what he's doing in your state? I mean, it's the fifth largest economy. It's ruining the country, and obviously it's affecting other countries.
Well, of course, the lockdown has damaged more lives than the virus ever could have. And I think that's clear right now. Finally, I saw yesterday that a union or some sort of professional organization representing gyms like LA Fitness, like 24 Hour Fitness, is now filing suit in court to get this lockdown changed. Because how is it that you can go to a protest, politically based protest, or a riot, and that's fine, but you can't go to a gym that's far less crowded
Or
because
church.
that's lockdown.
Or church. Can't go to church.
Exactly. Or you go to Sam's Club, and that's no problem. Or you go to Costco, no problem, but you can't go to your gym. I can't go to my Dodger games, but the very same number of people can go outside Dodger Stadium and protest.
Yeah.
It's all political.
It is. I'll tell you what, for the people out there that still believe it's about the virus this many months later, take the blinders off. Stop being sheep. This is so politically motivated. It disgusts me to no end. All right, so we got the lockdown. We got that law. I know that, David, you were a big supporter of President Trump back in 2016. Your take on the campaign so far and how it's going against the Biden-Harris campaign, or if you listen to the two of those candidates in the last day, they called it the Harris-Biden campaign. I don't know if those were Freudian slips or if that's what we're going to see if they actually win the election. But you got a minute. Take it away, because I know you're a big Trump fan.
Well, and of course I was a surrogate in 2016, and I know many of the people that are working right now, and everybody's very happy. Everybody's very motivated and excited. There's no doubt about it. Look, one thing you have to remember on these polls that were completely off base in 2016. We're talking about the same polls, the Real Clear Politics poll, the polls done by Fox News, unfortunately, aren't any good either. Don't trust the polls. Get out and vote. President Trump is going to be President Trump for 4 more years if the very same people support him as did in 2016.
So you're pretty confident. Bigger landslide than the last one?
I know the people that are working on the campaign right now, they're confident. President Trump's confident. And Dan, wait until the debates. If you want to see utter destruction of Biden, wait till the debates when he can't have a teleprompter in front of his face and the responses won't be scripted, the questions won't be scripted. It's going to be utter meltdown.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see those. I will be on the news set in our other studio here at One America News covering those debates and election night. I know, David, you have tons of background in that. You have been on national media and local media for decades doing this, and we appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate your insight as a lawyer in probably one of the toughest states to try and do the law in, because that compared to other ones, we won't even go there. David Wohl, attorney at large and a former Trump surrogate, thank you so much for joining Real America.
Thank you, Andy.
All right, don't go away, folks. We're going to close out the show tonight with my Get Real segment. It's one you don't want to miss.